Okay. So hello people to the stranded on the desert, and have no fear, the mop is here. I will convince you why the mop is the essential thing to be needed in the desert, and why is it the best help to the key to survival in this big land of mass, which is the desert. Before I start to convince why mop is better than the broom, first I will define you what is a broom. First of all, a broom is it has irritable wooden fibers that are weak. I repeat, they are weak. Unlike a mop, as we know universally, in a universal meaning, a mop has a strong stick and has a cloth. And for those both parts, it's very useful, especially the key to survival in a big landmass and desert. So I will discuss you to the 4 points that our group will discuss. First of all, protection, hygiene, comfort, and water purposes. First of all, I will discuss to you to the 2 points, which are protection and hygiene. As we know, the desert is a big land of mass, and therefore we need protection because we must survive in this desert. So protection is what we badly need. And through a mop, as we know, a mop has a strong stick, and you can use, because as we know, in the desert there are many kinds of animals, reptiles, scorpions, bugs, snakes, and in a broom you can't use that to defend yourself because it's very weak. As if you simply slam it in a snake, it cannot simply kill itself. For example, with a mop, it's a stick. You can carve it to make it as a spear, and you can hit it. Because as we know, a stick is very strong, and those in the broom, they're not so strong. They're even breakable, and if you simply slam it, it can simply break. That's why a mop is better than a broom, because it's more efficient in protection, it's more effective, and it has better effects, especially when you hit it. Next thing is for hygiene. As you know, you can't use a broom to wash yourself. And in a mop, as we know, it has cloth, and through that cloth you can use that for washing yourself, especially those scratches that you have and those wounds that you have. You can wash, because as we know, and a cloth can soak water, you can wipe that along your body. And as we know that if you have no bath for several weeks, you can get infected, and with those diseases, you can easily die in this desert. And then a broom, you can't use that for hygiene. Who the hell would use a broom for hygiene? And while in a mop, you can use that cloth to wash yourself, to make yourself clean, especially in a very hot desert. You can protect yourself from water. That's why it can be very useful for a mop for hygiene. And my next 2 points will be discussed by my members. That's why you should use a mop rather than a weak like a broom. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am the first speaker for the Broom group, and we are here to persuade you to buy our product, which is the broom. But first and foremost, we will define the broom first. A broom is a cleaning tool which is used which is made up of either kawayan for its body, or bamboo rather, and for its head, it is made up of plant fibers, which may either be from wheat or palay, as people may call it, and coconut. And now, before I state my points, I would like to rebut what the first group has stated. They said that the broom has weak fibers. We say no, because weak fibers, the weak fibers of the broom they are not really weak, because it is not in the fiber of that broom that it is weak. It is only in how it was sewn. So and our product is already well sewn. It's a very high quality broom. Next, I would refute that about our broom being breakable. We do not believe that our broom is breakable. Bamboo is not breakable because it is a very sturdy plant. Next, hygiene. What hygienic person would like to use the mop to clean himself? Because you have stated there, firstly, that you use the mop to wash yourself. Why can't you use another piece of cloth to wash yourself? Isn't that hygienic enough? Okay, and I will state now my points. We would recommend to you to buy the broom because firstly, it is cheaper than the mop. A mop may cost around 150 in pesos or more, while a broom may only cost 30 to 50. Given the location they are stuck in, it would be better if they buy the cheaper ones in order to give way to their other physiological needs, such as food, water, and clothing. Another reason why you should buy our broom is that you don't need to clean it after you use it. You can use it right away anytime you want. It is already ready for use. Moreover, in a desert, water is scarce. Hence, having a mop would be hassle and would take away a good amount of your water, which is very necessary for your survival. Next would be, it can be kept in any desired location since it does not attract dust like the mop. The mop attracts very huge amounts of dust, given that the location is a desert and sandstorms may occur at any given time. In drastic times, the broom may be used for self-defense when bandits may attack the household tent. And to refute what they have said, it is very useful for protection. The broom's length is enough for a person to hit a bandit with force, given that it is handy. A mop, on the other hand, is very heavy and the bandit may take it from you easily. A broom is less than a meter long, while a mop is more than 1.5 meters. If an attack were to occur, it would not be efficient for use. When firewood runs out, the body of the broom may be used as firewood. In the desert, one really needs fire at night because it would really be cold. Mops are not useful for this purpose because they do not burn easily. Firewood is, given that the broom is made up of bamboo, bamboo does not die easily.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am the second speaker from the Mop group. We would like to sell mops because it is clearly better than the broom. First, I would like to refute whatever the broom people said. She said, rather Maymay said that it is made of irritable fiber. I mean, it is not good to use them as hygiene because it attracts dust. First of all, isn't the main purpose of a broom is to gather dust and to put them someplace else? It captures the dust even more. A mop is supposed to absorb water and not dust. It does not capture dust. The fibers kind of have this click to it, so it will capture the dust. Next, they said that a mop is not good because we could just use any other fabric. Guys, they are stranded. Where will you buy any more clothes? They are stranded. You said buy. You said buy. Buy from the market.
I did not say. I said use.
Here.
Excuse me. Okay. They are stranded. Where will they buy? A mop is readily available for us to sell. We are willing to sell it to you, and you should buy it because it is made out of cotton and it's soft and it's absorbent. It's fabric. Well, what can you do with a broom? Just like wave it around. Yes, we can use it to avoid animals as well, but what will it do? It's not good for the human body. Next, I would like to say that it is good for comfort because of its material, because it is soft and cotton and absorbs water. First, because of it's soft, you can use it. Example, you can use it as a pillow at night when you have nowhere to place your head under. Sure, you can use the sand, but there's insects in the sand that could crawl onto you, and you can use the mop as a safety for your head. Next, it could also be a makeshift bandage because it is absorbent. It can absorb the blood, and you see in movies, yeah, you have to tear off a part of your clothes to make a bandage if you're stranded. But here, in this case, a mop will do just fine. You don't have to sacrifice your clothes or anything. You can use the fabrics and the cloth of the mop for the makeshift bandage. And that is why a mop is better than a broom. You cannot do anything with a broom while you are stranded.
Let me honest. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, Hope. I am Augie Dawn, and I am from 4C, and I come from the Broom group. Okay, so first things first. What I'm going to say is that the weakness and the greatness of an object is not determined by what it is composed of, but by its number of uses. So, I'm going to say what is it. A broom is a very desirable object to use not only for household chores, but also in many other things in which I will discuss. Now, first things first. A broom is very handy. It is handy because as first stated by Maymay, it is handy because it can be held easily, and the broom is made up of, the holder of the broom is made up of a non-stick or can be plastic. And then the bottom part, which is the head, is made up of plant fibers. Now, what are the uses? Since a broom is handy, it is used to dust off particles on the roof, such as cobwebs and feces of insects crawling on the roof. Second, it is used to sweep off dust on the floor, which is one of the elements that can trigger an allergy. Third, it is effective in killing off or slowing down the insects running around, such as cockroaches on the floor. In this way, instead of using insect repellents or repellents, such as cockroach repellents, which can trigger allergies to people such as me, we can use rather the broom to kill off.
Okay, good evening, Sir Carlo. Good evening, Paladins. I'm trying to sell a mop to a stranded man in desert. What one thing is a mop good at? Right? Soaking water. It could soak water from oases, small bodies of water, and wherever it rains. When you're stranded in a desert, what's one thing in your mind? It's survival. Practically, a mop and a broom can really be used for its real purpose, since in the desert, you always think about survival. The survival capability for each object is much important than its readability. A broom can soak much water because it has only fiber which can really match the soaking ability of a cotton mop. Most parts of a broom are weak and unsturdy, since you don't really put much effort in cleaning some things using a broom. And what is water good at? Water helps us cool our body from the scorching heat from the sun. And deserts usually reach high temperatures and we really need it regularly. We can't live for 2 weeks without water, since 70% to 85% of our body is made of water. We can live for 2 to 3 months without food, but we can't live for 2 weeks without water. We need to resupply our body daily to maintain. And one example I could give is, whenever I'm stuck in a desert, I would really use a mop rather than a broom, because a mop can soak up water, like I said, which could really store water for a much longer time than a broom, which could help me extend my regular consumption of water, extend my span to survive. I can use this extended time to help me find ways to get out of the desert, or I could find ways to walk my way to find civilization. Besides that, from soaking up water, it has also more needs. Like he said that it could be used as protection and hygiene to help us. Since I said a mop is much more sturdier than a broom because of its components. And it could also be used as comfort, like Iris said. So it's much better than a broom. One evidence I can also give that one show I watch is Man vs. Wild. The main guy in that show usually prioritizes things to find water, because water is the main thing that you need to survive there. He already knows all the facts about water, so that's why he prioritizes it. And that's all.
Good evening, I am the Miss Mabanta from section 14. So I would like to say that I am part of endorsing our product to you, which is the broom. I am endorsing or selling the product broom because it is far better than the mop, for the reason that it is very light and quick drying. This light and safe broom is recommended for all the Arabian people who are used to that caravan life. Before everything else, if I define desert, it just doesn't mean the typical desert itself, but camel and other Arabian or people who live there are present. Desert may refer to either the Arabian or Egyptian region itself. So, going back, since these people transfer from one place to another, it is very advisable to use brooms because the Arabian atmosphere and the surroundings are very dusty. And if it is very dusty, people will be more prone to respiratory ailments such as allergies, coughs, which could lead to asthma. So, you said a while ago that the very first thing and when you're stranded in a desert is water or survival. Well, why would you use a mop to absorb water when the place itself is hot and very barren? Don't you know that it hardly rains there in a year? So how could water be present? Arabians get water from a very far place. That is why travelers carry jars of water on top of the camel's hump. So it would take many weeks or days for them to get water. So water could be just another option. So the very important thing now is hygiene. If ever you are wondering why Arabian people were thick and covered themselves very well, aside from religion, it is used to keep themselves very tidy so they won't be attacked by sandstorms, which can happen anytime. So, whether studied or not, evidence of this can prove my stand. My aunt, who's already in Abu Dhabi, lives in a very big house, yet when you go outside, it's like you are going out on a beach with gold sand. So these sand particles gets in. From time to time, her little children would voluntarily clean the house, yet their mother won't let them use the mop because it's very heavy. And also, these kids below 5 do such things. So I'm selling these brooms because it's very light and safe to the point that even little children or anyone can hold and help clean their homes as well despite the very dusty atmosphere.